Hey, watch me do this puzzle while you listen to this story. The drums began long before anyone saw them. Not the sounds of musicians, not a rhythm, just a slow, hollow beating that seemed to rise from beneath the earth itself. Boom, boom, boom. The people of Nakara had heard the drums for generations. The sound always came after sunset and always drifted from the forbidden valley hidden beyond the jungle. Nobody entered that valley. Nobody approached the room in Temple of Feathers. And nobody stared into the eyes of the three women inside the painting. The elders repeated the warning so often that children grew tired of it. But warnings lose their power when people stop believing them. Talon stopped believing years ago. He laughed at legends, mocked curses, dismissed monsters. When he heard old villagers whispering that the daughters of the last sun were wakened, he decided to prove them wrong. So one night he walked into the Forbidden Valley alone. The deeper he traveled, the quieter the jungle became. No insects, no birds, no rustling leaves, only the drums. Boom, boom, boom. The sound seemed closer now, as if someone beneath the soil was trying to claw its way upward. Hours later, he found a temple. Ancient stone walls rose from tangled vines, roots twisted through cracked pillars. The place looked abandoned by time itself. Talon stepped inside. The drums stopped. The silence was worse. At the far end of the temple hung the painting. Three women, each wore a crown of black feathers. Each stared outward with dark, intelligent eyes. Jewels glittered around their necks. Their beauty seemed impossible. Talon smirked. "This is what everyone fears?" His voice echoed. The temple remained silent. Nothing happened. No spirits, no curse, no monsters. He walked closer and stared directly into their eyes. The longer he looked, the harder it became to look away. Their faces seemed almost alive. Their skin appeared to breathe. The shadows around them shifted. Minutes passed and something moved. The woman on the left smiled. Talon froze. The smile widened, slowly, deliberately. The woman on the right smiled next. Then a center woman. Three smiles, three predators. Watch and pray, realized it was trapped. Talon stumbled backward. His heart raced. The center woman blinked. The sound exploded through the temple. A sharp crack like bones snapping. Then she blinked again and again. The eyes were no longer painted. They were alive. Talon turned and ran. But every corridor brought him back to the same room. Every doorway led to the painting. Every path ended beneath the woman's gaze. The temple had become a maze, a cage. The sisters watched him panic. Then they stepped forward, not from the frame, from reality itself. Their bare feet touched the temple floor. Black feathers erupted into the air. Thousands of them. They drifted like dark snow. The sisters stood before him, beautiful, perfect, until their skin began to split. Their faces unfolded in layers, like flowers blooming in reverse. Beneath the beauty waited something ancient, something impossible. Rows of needles like teeth stretched endlessly inside mouths too large for any living creature. Their eyes collapsed into black pits. Their feather crowns expanded into vast wings of darkness. Talon screamed. The creature smiled. One leaned close enough for him to see movement inside her throat. Faces, hundreds of faces. Men, women, warriors, travelers, all trapped, all silently screaming. The souls of everyone the sisters had consumed. The creatures surrounding him, fear flooded his body, and that was exactly what they wanted. Silver light began leaking from his eyes, his mouth, his chest, his soul. The sisters inhaled deeply. The silver light flowed into them. The creatures shuddered with pleasure. Outside the mountains trembled. The jungle groaned. The ground split apart. Ancient cracks spread across the valley. The painting hanging on the wall began to glow. For centuries it had imprisoned them. Now it's breaking. The sisters fed harder. The silver stream pouring from Talon grew brighter. His body weakened. His thoughts faded. His memories dissolved. Everything that made him human was being devoured. Then the canvas shattered. The sound echoed across the valley. The prison was gone. The sisters rose into the air surrounded by a storm of feathers. The eclipse began. The moon swallowed the sun. Darkness covered the world. For 3 days the sisters hunted. Villages disappeared. Entire settlements vanished before dawn. Homes stood untouched. Meals remained on tables. Bed remained warm. But the people were gone. Only black feathers remained behind. The world believed the end had arrived. Yet far beyond, Akara lived descendants of the shamans. who had defeated the sisters long ago. They had prepared for generations. They knew ordinary weapons were useless. The sisters fed on fear. The sisters fed on souls. The sisters existed beyond flesh. So the shamans carried 3 sacred mirrors carved from stone older than civilization itself. During the final night of the eclipse, they climbed the mountains and confronted the creatures. The sisters laughed until the mirrors were raised. For the first time in existence, the creatures saw themselves. Not their beautiful disguises, not the faces they stole, their true forms. Endless mouths, bottomless darkness, a nightmare beyond comprehension. The sight horrified even them. The trapped souls inside the mirrors began staring back. Millions of eyes, millions of victims. The weight of every stolen life crushed the sisters. They screamed. The sky cracked with lightning. Mountains split apart. Black feathers filled the heavens. The creatures folded inward, collapsing into themselves, smaller, smaller, and smaller, until nothing remained. The mirrors sealed shut. The eclipse ended. Sunlight returned. The drum stopped forever. The 3 mirrors were separated and hidden in places no map would ever record. The valley healed. The jungle grew again, and the daughters of the last sun never returned. Years later, explorers found the ruins of the temple buried beneath vines and stone. There was no painting, no feathers, no sign the sisters had ever existed. Only a weathered inscription carved into the broken wall. It read, "Beauty opened the door, fear fed them, memory buried them." And for the first time in thousands of years, the valley slept in peace. If you enjoyed that story, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.